Good evening, everybody. I'm back. I see I got quite a few views on the last video where I read a Reddit story. Move this out of the way. So, I think you can hear the cat running. Hopefully she doesn't start meowing. So, I found some other stuff. Oh, she's gonna jump up here. She says hi. So, I found something else. Oh, it's from 13 hours ago. And they're asking people in their 30s and 40s what is a minor bad habit from your 20s that you are currently paying a massive price for. And that cat is naughty. Before we get into it, I would like you to see my plaster flowers that are finishing drying. I'm going to try and sell little kits, 3 of these and some paint for $5. Hopefully this cat doesn't start crying. Didn't care about me earlier. Now all of a sudden I'm doing something and she cares about me. So, what is a habit from your 20s that you are currently paying a massive price for? Let's see what these people have to say. Do you hear that, cat? So, this person talks about not doing any physical fitness. They just don't move their body, and it's adding up to stiffness and weaknesses and feeling like poo-poo. This one is interesting. All my friends, that's worded weird. All my friends, all in low 30s, won't go anywhere if parking isn't available within 10 meters. Okay. Honestly, I hate that about them. I don't mind walking a couple of blocks. I don't know what this guy's doing. Walking a couple of blocks to go out. A lot of them rarely exercise. They're all like that so far. Bro, you got working legs and arms, so use them, because one day you won't be able to enjoy your mobility when you can. Yeah, that's true, you should walk more. This person spent too much time sitting due to my profession and hobbies. Now I have a hernia and degenerative discs in my lower back. It's a lot more limiting than I could have ever imagined. Somebody suggests yoga to this person, and oh my gosh, I was hearing this noise right now. It sounded like a sweeping noise, and it was starting to freak me out because I didn't know what it was, and it just dawned on me. It's the litter box. I have one of those litter boxes that like turns, and then it's like self-cleaning to an extent. You still have to change the stuff, but I could not think of what that noise was. That's what it was. I don't think you can hear it. It's in the other room. Hopefully you can hear it. So, somebody else not taking care of my teeth. That's like one of my fears. I absolutely hate the dentist. Absolutely hate the dentist. I have dental insurance for emergencies, but I have two things going on. Down here, I had a cavity when I was a kid, and nobody took me to the dentist, so it got really big. And then I had to have, I think it's called an inlay or onlay, whatever it's called. So that's down there. And then similar story, one of the teeth up here, and now I have a cap or crown, whatever it is. But I absolutely hate the dentist, and especially when they tell you, oh, you don't need Novocaine. Yeah, some people do. I would be some people, and this cat. One second, I'm gonna put it in another room. Okay, much better. floss your teeth. Important stuff. And let's see. Somebody commented, it's criminal how expensive dental is. So, one of my friends, I forget what state we were talking about, so I'm in the US, so I think somewhere on the east, somewhere over there. She was telling me that a lot of people don't have teeth over there because you don't need teeth to survive. So, a lot of stuff isn't covered. And I think it's more for like when you become a senior and you get on whatever that health insurance stuff is, Medi-Cal, Medicaid, something, I don't know. But that's a bummer. Like, you still need your teeth. You need to be able to enjoy what you eat. So that's kind of a bummer. Let's see. This person, they talk about people pleasing, but it led to severe consequences. Naive trust and people pleasing have been absolutely devastating for me. Another person responds to this person's comment, and they say, I was a horrible people pleaser and it caused myself and others a lot more pain than if I had been honest about my feelings and needs. I realized, whoops, where did it go? I realized that I just clicked on something else and I moved it. So, I don't know where it went. I don't know what I just did with it. But it like rearranged where I had all my stuff. Oh, boobies. But there are a whole bunch of people that had comments about that. About how it threw a wrench in their life. So don't be a people pleaser. Just be honest. So that's a bummer for them. And let's see who else. There's a lot of stuff about people pleasing. Almost people pleased my way into a marriage I didn't want in the least. This person says, my dad did that, and he's still miserable 4 decades later. Almost no one likes my mom. That's horrible. I wonder if she knows. And this person, I guess, posture. I could sit up a little bit straighter. Sit up straight. As I get older, my life gets better and better, but I do wish I focused better on my posture while sitting, since I find my lower back hips are like the Tin Man in the morning. That's a bummer. Not lifting weights like it was my job. For a woman starting in your mid-30s, the slowly, or in some cases rapidly, declining estrogen absolutely destroys your body on multiple levels. But if I had a good base of muscles that could have continued to maintain it, would have taken the edge off the weight gain, declining bone health, declining brain health. Exercise helps with mood, everything. Now in my late 30s, I'm working up to getting stronger, and it's so much harder when you're already old. Yeah, nobody needs to know how old I am, but yeah, that's true. At least they know. They admitted it and they're working on it. This is an interesting one. I was never great at maintaining my renter's insurance, so it was super annoying when my old apartment burned down. That is a bummer. Not continuing to stretch. I was a cheerleader for 13 years and just assumed I would always be that flexible, since it was all I've ever known. OMG, people, please continue to stretch daily, even if it's just when you get out of the shower or putting on shoes to do the stretches. This next one's good. Credit card debt, which I'm paying off as fast as I can. I know I'll be fine, but I'm mad at myself for needing shopping for dopamine back then. I realize now that what I really wanted to focus on was physical fitness and finding a partner, and I was filling that hole through shopping and drinking a little too regularly. Well, listening to loud music, permanent ringing in my ears now. Interesting. Let's see. Converse with no arch support. Now when I wear them, it's with prescription orthotics. You know, I liked those shoes when I was a kid. But if you jumped out of a tree, when you hit the ground, you got that shock. You know that shock that I'm talking about? When you jump off something high, or I guess not even that high, and your feet hit the ground. And Converse, maybe a little TMI, they got kind of stinky too fast. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. But I prefer Vans instead of Converse now. But even Vans, I'm getting up there in age. I need some better support. This one is great. Retirement savings and investing. Yeah, young people do it. You never know what the future holds. If you could put a little bit away each paycheck, your future self will thank you. This one, I should have bought a house 24 years ago when I had the opportunity. I felt like $120,000 was too much for a house. The house is now $1.4 million. Can you hear the people yelling? You might have been able to hear it a little bit. I'm pretty sure that is a FIFA party going on. Or whatever else is happening right now, I really don't know. But I heard some cheering. I think it was cheering. Making excuses for not picking a career and sticking with it. I finally have a good job, but at 41, I'm basically making half as my peers in their 20s to 30s that got in right after college. Yeah. This one regrets smoking weed. He wonders how much it held him back. Not resting properly after minor injuries. I know you're invincible when you're young, and then you don't realize you're gonna pay for it when you're older. I'm paying for it a little bit. Tolerating toxic relationships, expecting them to get better. Absolutely. That's great that you can recognize that now. It doesn't help you from back then, but going forward, yeah. Let's see. They talk, more people commenting about toxic relationships. So good stuff in there, good stuff. That's all true too. The teeth. Yeah, that's a big one. Don't mess up your teeth. So what do you guys think? What would you guys like me to talk about? More rambles? I haven't seen too many recent comments. Hint. But as always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate the likes and all the subs that I got. So thank you guys very much for sticking around. Probably cut this one a little bit short today, and then we'll see what else I have in store later. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.